Hey guys, I hate being late. I hate it. I hate it more than anything that I hate.
You just need to take a deep breath and realize, do you know whose birthday it is today?
I believe in Joe Hendry.
No, it's not.
Amen. He appears.
Yes, it is.
How about that?
Isn't that something?
Amen. He appears.
Unlike us.
And Adam. Oh, it's a 101.
Boys and girls at home and kids in the gallery, let's go!
Hello, Pack-A-Maniacs, and welcome to another episode of Pack to the Future. I'm your host, Ricky, a.k.a. Mr. eBay. And I'm joined by my co-host and partner in crime, Dr. Chad.
Someone called for a doctor.
How you doing, Doc?
I'm good, buddy.
Well, I was going to say we have a really fun show lined up for you guys tonight, but and we do, but we're going to cancel that music right now. It's time. Court is in session. I bring to the floor Mrs. Doc Sarah.
Hi.
Welcome.
What did I do?
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
I don't.
I gave you a hint. It is Joe Hendry's birthday today. But before we get into Joe Hendry's birthday, Sarah, you do card talk with Mrs. Doc, right?
Yes.
And you've been doing it with us for a bit.
Yes.
And as part of that programming, is it not true that you show us which cards to buy?
I try.
You do try. I agree. And what do I say at the start of every episode before you start talking? You know?
Tell me what I'm going to spend my money on this week.
Tell me what I'm going to spend my money on this week. Now, let me move the line of questioning up to April 19th. A date of note for this household, as night one of WrestleMania was initiated.
I do recall that night.
Chad was here. Sarah was here.
I was here.
Ricky was here. We had pizza. We had candy. There was screaming.
Yes.
There was laughter. There was tears.
Yeah.
Night 2 of WrestleMania was that Sunday, the 20th.
I think I have an exhibit that might help.
Please bring Exhibit A. And yes, this was what was happening. Exhibit A. Ricky Hendry was here.
Ricky Hendry was here.
Chad freaking Rollins was here.
Oh, look at Max. Max is there too.
Max
in the background.
Max the blanket eater. The eater of blankets in world.
God, he's eyeing you up, man. Look at that.
Dude,
he's got going on.
He's not messing around.
Wow.
On Sunday, April 20th, night 2 of WrestleMania, when Randy Orton came out and he challenged anyone to come and mess with him, right?
I don't know.
He did.
He did. And you know who showed up?
Amen. He appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Now, everyone freaked out. Our whole group chat freaked out. Chad called me. Our group chat called me to make sure I saw it. He got RKO'd out of nowhere, which is Randy Orton's finishing move, after he did the spin and the smile, and he came in with basically a stunner. It was the greatest moment in WrestleMania history.
I don't think it was that stunning.
It was out of nowhere.
They went in tight on him.
Oh, so you do know. Oh, how the turntables have turned.
They went in tight on him, and he's like,
yeah. And he gave us Joe Hendry grin out of nowhere. Fast forward to April 21st.
Uh-huh.
And Chad, if you will show Exhibit B that I have just sent to you.
Yes, sir.
One, Tops. You've heard of that company, right, Sarah?
Yes.
A company, a note, comes out with Tops now. RKO out of nowhere. Say his name and it appears out of nowhere. Let me refrain the music. This was released for a limited time for $8.99.
Yes.
Why did we not hear about this Topps Now card in new release products?
Well,
On Joe Hendry's birthday, I am standing up as we record this. It is his birthday. Happy birthday, Joe. You're my boy. I want to know, and the people want to know.
why do you have a better wig collection than me?
It's just the same wig that I keep putting on backwards and forwards.
Okay, Chad showed me this. I assumed he sent it to you, and I
Oh.
didn't want anyone else to buy it before you got a chance to.
Why am I hearing from this from MI3 cards in my Instagram? I had no idea.
It does say it's sold out.
It is sold out. And it's going to cost me at least $10.99 on eBay. You mark my words.
Okay. I mean,
God, look at that hairdo.
I can probably go on YouTube and like recreate that photo for
I said, what am I spending my money on this week? And you let me down.
I apologize.
We need you to do better.
Okay.
Can a bystander in the court object?
Yes.
How do I do it?
Say objection.
Objection!
Yeah. Yes.
I'm saving you. I'm saving you. I bought us a 5-pack and I got you one, baby.
Yes! Yes!
Hey, so you said that I can't keep a secret, and I fucking did.
I am impressed. I am impressed. I am impressed. Marked explicit.
It's always good when we have a show guest on.
Oh, we can go back in editing. I don't mind doing the beeps if you need me to go back in editing. All right.
Let me
Well,
look at the timestamp. 7:25.
since there's a resolution of the parties, this matter's dismissed.
All right.
All right, Jad, do you have any show announcements?
Oh, boy. Well, how about that?
Isn't that something? Sorry.
Yeah. Gosh, where do we go from there? So in this week's episode, we are going to have on Overtime Cards, who was at the Topps Industry Summit 2025, and they're going to tell us all the late breaking news, everything that they learned. And so that is going to be exciting to hear. We're going to hear them coming up, in about 20 minutes or so.
Hell yeah.
Ricky.
Yes.
Announcements. Now, typically at this point in time, I go through our website and remind people to go check out pttfpodcast.com. And
Yeah.
I'm going to do the same thing this week. But guess what? I've got some new stuff to show you. And you're going to be interested in seeing this, I think. So, couple of updates. First of all, over at pttfpodcast.com, you can watch our shows, direct links to YouTube.
Yes.
You can listen to them if podcast is your jam. But I've got some new stuff.
What?
Oh, yeah. I
What?
want this website to be something that people can enjoy and interact with. So let's take a look here at the top bar. So there's a couple of things that I put up here. First of all, auction houses. You know what I've enjoyed? And I've mentioned consuming Adam's content of how he goes through each major auction house each week and talks about the top cards that are there. He always talks about Kobe cards. But aside from that, I do learn some things.
Yeah.
And when I'm trying to think about buying cards, I always forget, like, God, what auction houses are out there? I don't frequent a lot of these.
Yeah.
So check this out. I put 4 major ones that are up there.
Sorry. Boston Steve suggesting
Share
that,
with the class.
that Mrs. Doc discuss every single Topps Now and Panini Instant release for the next several weeks and make me sit here in silence while you run through them all.
He's good.
So damn funny.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so back on this auction house.
Yeah.
So I want people to be able to browse through while they're looking at our website. So if you're like, you know what, let me go check out and see what Fanatics has. You can go to this tab, click on it, and it will take a direct link to Fanatics Collect. And you can do your browsing while the show's still playing in the background. We've got that set up for Fanatics, for Golden, for Heritage Auctions, and MC Sports Cards.
That is so cool.
If people want me to add more of their favorites, send us a message over on Instagram, Pack to the Future Podcast, and I'll add more.
That's amazing.
One click away, and there you are.
Listen to your favorite sports card podcast while buying your favorite sports card.
Exactly. And before, if you decide to go over to eBay, I highlighted our sponsor affiliate link here. You click on this one, You go over, if you say, hey, I'm going to buy a little something on eBay,
Yeah.
you click on our eBay tab here, shop as planned. You get charged nothing. The show gets a little kickback in the process, and we will love you forever. As long as you buy within the next 24 hours of clicking that tab, the show gets a little bit of kickback.
Yeah.
One last thing I want to highlight with the website, pttfpodcast.com.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go back to this guy here. Give me just one moment.
Okay.
This started with a thought on the treadmill, and we'll see if it picks up. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't.
Okay.
I want to go here. Here we are. Right up top here, you can see this listener PC tab I put up here.
Okay.
If people go and buy cards that they want to highlight, particularly if you bought them through our eBay affiliate link,
Yeah.
send me a photo on Instagram.
Okay.
I will do my best to keep a timeline of your PC on our website.
What?
Let me show you what I mean. We click on the listener PC tab, and here's our first submission.
What?
This is from Kenny Benson.
That is awesome.
So he purchased the 2003 finest X-Fractors Peyton Manning Gold. And you know what? We're going to mark this down. We'll timestamp it. We'll highlight it here. And you can see we'll keep a running tab so that you can go back through if you want, search our website, and you can see when you bought your cards or what cards you purchased.
Dude, I'm so taking my pants off this weekend and just going to sit at this website.
Hey, that is the goal. Now, you guys send us all of your thoughts. If you want to highlight your cards, again, Pack to the Future Podcast on Instagram, and the website, again, pttfpodcast.com.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
Well done.
So there we go.
Well done.
I had a couple of unfilled. Yeah, thank you.
Yep. That's for Chad.
A couple of unfilled slots today in the old schedule, which is always nice.
Yeah.
So I put it to good use. Built a website. So there we go.
Oh, man. That is amazing.
Yeah. We got a few other announcements. Let's go through them. And I will say that when Chris and Michelle, James from Overtime Cards pop up, we'll jump directly to them.
Okay.
If that sounds good.
Yep.
Mentioning earlier our eBay affiliate link, we had a few more purchases that people have made over the past week that I want to highlight.
Oh.
And guess what? A couple of Frank Thomas purchases in there.
Oh,
believe it or
weird.
not.
Someone realized that we get to see when you use our eBay affiliate link.
And we certainly appreciate that.
We
and
do.
we thank everyone for doing so.
We
The first
do.
one is a Frank Thomas Leaf Collection, 1997 jersey. This I thought was pretty funny.
Ah!
It's a PSA 6.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, we don't even have to tell you who that was.
Yeah, you probably got a pretty good idea of that one. How about the second Frank Thomas, which was a 96 Pinnacle Select certified Frank Thomas?
Oh, someone's going ham on the Frank tank.
This next one I thought was pretty interesting. A 2007 08 Upper Deck SPX LeBron James Larry Hughes dual patch.
Interesting.
I think anytime that you can get those LeBron game used patches,
You
You
gotta
probably
go
should.
for it. Yeah.
I mean, that window is definitely closing.
Yes.
So we thank everyone. There's one more that's on there, but I'm not going to read that one off today. But I appreciate everyone who made purchases. We had so many others, Ricky. Like the list just grows every day of people making their purchases through the affiliate. I love seeing them. I can't tell you how excited Ricky and I get every time we look at them. And I just want to highlight and say thank you on the show.
We do get excited, and we can't thank you enough for, you have no idea how much you're helping our show. And again, I will reiterate that we're not sitting here pocketing this and going to Taco Bell.
No.
We are reinvesting every cent plus more of our money in big events like Secret Santa, other big contests and prizes that we'll do throughout the year. It all goes back to you guys. We promise this is a labor of love for us. So thank you again for being willing to help us out.
I have another announcement. Speaking of giving back.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, you and I talked about this off air. We
Mhm.
need to highlight it.
Okay.
We need a name for it.
Yeah.
But we have created the gift back box of PTTF.
Yes.
So what this is going to be, some of the highlights that you see on the show, some of the hits from the boxes that we rip.
Yeah.
They're going to go into this box. If Ricky and I decide, hey, you know what? This doesn't need to be a part of my collection in my office.
I don't need this in my life.
It's ultimately going in this box.
Goes in the box.
And at some point in time, this box is going to get distributed to all of you.
All of you. If you join Secret Santa, or some of our other events,
Mhm.
you're gonna end up with a piece of show history.
Yeah. It's a piece of history. That's
is.
exactly what it is.
It is a piece of
Show history.
It's a pizza show history.
Just last week, our PSA
Yeah.
reveal.
Yeah.
Perfectly good piece of bubble wrap coming out of that box.
Well, the bubble
into
wrap
the show
that
box.
surrounded all 10s and 2 9s.
Yeah. I'm sorry about the 9s.
No, that's like, do you know how good that is? Like, it might be the greatest PSA sub of all time.
That's right.
You're welcome.
That bubble wrap could be yours.
Could be yours.
You don't have to do anything except for listen.
It might be a boat. You have to ask, what's in the box?
So I do think the only thing I'll ask of people,
Yeah.
name this box. We need people to give us a good, catchy name for this box.
Yeah.
But I do have it. It's right down here.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool box.
The box of Heritage baseball I opened. Oh, it's in there. It's going to go to someone.
Yeah.
It's not going to me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to throw it away.
Oh, man. Yep. Done.
All right. Very good. So a few more announcement type things that I think people get a kick out of. I'll go through this quick.
Please.
We had a couple of new YouTube subscribers, Corey Hanlon and Sofrito TV. Welcome to the YouTube family. And this thing's growing
We're in the 250s, baby.
each week. And I tell you what, if you are enjoying the content that you see here, please make sure to subscribe. If you listen to Card Talk, please go over to YouTube. If you're not watching it there every Tuesday or Wednesday for the new releases,
Yeah.
go watch it. We'll highlight the new cards that are coming out. Make sure that you subscribe so that you can see those as well, all of which are on the Pack to the Future YouTube channel.
Done.
Okay. So a couple of pieces of outgoing mail.
Hold on. To go back to one of your announcements,
Yeah.
do we pull stuff out of that box like the bubble wrap and then go to that custom card maker and see if they'll do a kaboom with a patch
Oh, dude.
bubble? Or my wig, a piece of my Joe Hendry wig. Can you
That would
imagine?
be awesome, man.
We might need to reach out. That could be a prize.
You're talking about the guy from Texas, right? The Texan custom
no,
card or the
but we
RC
could go to
custom
him.
card?
I was going to RC, but if RC doesn't play ball, Texas is
I
our
think
guy.
our guy from Texas
He
would
might
able
be
to
the
do it
better guy.
cheaper,
Yeah.
and he's got that window where he puts those patches in there.
We just got to ask him if he can do images of us on the card. It'd be the funniest fucking thing we've ever done. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Dude,
I know. I'll censor it.
Why is it when
It
we have
just slipped
guests?
out. It just slipped out. So damn funny.
Oh man,
Okay,
that is really funny.
dude.
I'll
Can you
message him this
imagine?
weekend.
Yeah, done.
Can you imagine opening a Secret Santa box? There's Ricky's picture
I-
with his backwards wig on.
Or my super small overtime card shirt, a patch from that over the nip.
Oh my gosh. Oh, so good. All right, Ricky, you mail update. Two things that went outgoing as far as show giving back again.
Yeah.
You actually sent out an overtime cards hoodie.
Yeah.
You had bought one. You said, hey, it's just not my size, not my thing, and shipped it on out to a listener.
Yeah. And it was more that I already had an overtime card sweatshirt. I picked one up in
Yes.
the meantime. And they had kind of held this one for me. And so I bought this one as well to support the shop and realized I don't need 2 overtime card sweatshirts. So I did want to share it with the listener. Our boy Merle stepped up.
Yes.
I was shocked. I sent it Saturday. They told me it'd get there by Wednesday. It got there Monday.
Oh,
I'm blown away at how quickly that got there.
that's fantastic.
So that was awesome to see it. We got a photo from him sporting the new gear, and he looks great in the overtime cards sweatshirt. So
Very nice.
we now have some representation across the nation.
I like that quite a bit. And I will say I sent out one piece to a listener who actually lives here in Utah, just a
Oh.
little bit further down the road. He had
Couldn't just
sent
run it
in-
down to his house.
No, I think it was like in Saratoga Springs or
Again,
Eagle
you
Mountain
couldn't
or
just
something.
run it down there. You run not that far.
I did run a little half last weekend.
Yeah, you
I guess I
did.
could have, but no, I did not in that scenario. But sent him over. Hopefully he listens or is aware. I just sent him a thank you for leaving us a review.
Yeah.
And the Tiffy Stratton WWE Topps Chrome.
Yeah.
Which, as you're
The
aware, if you
buyback.
listen to Card Talk, it's a buyback, and he can redeem that for $20 store credit at his LCS, including overtime cards.
We already have a contestant for the name of the box.
Oh, yeah? What do we got?
The box capacitor.
I mean, how do we not do that?
Yeah. Like
I think that's pretty good.
someone's got to dethrone that one.
Yes. I like that a lot.
Right. Like big city, Kansas City Dan coming through in the clutch again.
I like it. All right, Ricky. Well, we've got just a couple of minutes here until Overtime Cards jumps on. And so maybe let's tee it up just a touch.
Okay.
So the industry summit is what they are going to be talking about. Now, some of this might be recap for when they come on, but as far as you and I are aware, the industry summit took place last weekend, presented by Tops. This is something that you and I have obviously never attended. We have only heard about it in the periphery from Heidi,
Yes.
RIP,
R.I.P. Heidi.
at the old shop, where what we learned is that she would be able to get some insights as to what the next year or so or landscape of the sports card world would look like.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Uh-huh.
So I couldn't find a whole lot of information on this online, which I thought, okay, you know what's going to be imperative to bring someone on who actually was there.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have our LCS owners be on here shortly. So the industry summit, according to Beckett, should we share this page?
It's an SSP, super secret party.
I think it is. 500 dealers and industry heads descended to the industry summit in Vegas on Sunday, according to BS for Beckett website. Card companies talk about products, retailers look for new business, and dealers network with each other. It's not a place for collectors, although things that happen here tend to trickle down to that level. So they mentioned some things that I'm hoping to get some questions answered about. Seminars, they said product information, giveaways that happen. So I'm going to be excited to hear what they experience.
Yeah, I am too. I don't, like you mentioned, it's hard to find out a lot about this event. It's hard to find out like what specifically goes on. And I'll be really excited to hear about Chris and Michelle's experience in our local card shop. The images they posted from the event looked super cool, looked like a lot of fun. So I'm really excited to hear how their experience was, but also what new things they learned that's coming out in the future that they're able to share with us. And what's got them excited.
I will say this about Michelle. One of the photos that they shared on Overtime Cards Instagram, it looked like there was a mini stage with a panel of just a couple of people.
Yeah.
Michelle was up there on that stage. Now, I'll tell you this, for people who go to the card shop, or at least who have just heard us talk about this. So those two own the shop, they're the ones who put it on. There was a world in which Michelle and I worked in the same world with population health and healthcare.
Yeah.
She knows what she's doing. She is very smart. It does not surprise me at all. I don't know the context of why she was up on that stage.
Yeah.
But I saw it and I was like, oh, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Yep. And I'm super excited to hear what she was up there for.
Yes.
Because you're right. They are super smart in addition to being so personable. They know what they're doing. And that's shown since they've taken over our local card shop. It's done nothing but grow and become more of a community center for collectors and sports fans who maybe aren't even huge collectors alike to check out and hang out. And they've hosted a bunch of Utah Hockey Club members for autographs, University of Utah players. I think they've even had some Jazz players.
Yeah, I think so.
For autographs. So super cool what they've done. And I'm super excited to hear about their experience. While we're waiting for them to join us, this last week, Boston Steve shared with me a 2021 Topps Museum collection, Miguel Cabrera, 1 of 1, listed for on eBay for $1,000.
Did you see it?
I did.
I know you were pretty busy with work this week.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't sure if you were checking out the chat or not.
I wasn't fully tuned into the chat. I just happened to see that image though. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. It does. I'm not a huge fan of such a massive patch taking over that much of the card.
Yeah.
I would have liked the logo, just the MLB logo and maybe just a little less white patch around it. And no, I'm not spending $1,000 for a Miguel Cabrera card. I have too many Miguel Cabrera autographed baseballs and cards. We were debating, and I think for Cabrera, it still works. I don't think he was set to sign Saturday. But I think I might go for the photo with him over the signature. I think I have enough signatures that it's time for a photo.
And we got to figure out some stuff about National. We're going to talk about that.
Yes, we are.
Right after let's bring on Overtime Cards. And we have Michelle. We're going to bring you on. Thank you for joining and welcome.
Welcome to the show.
Hey guys, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can
great.
hear you perfect.
Great.
And thanks for joining, especially late at night. It sounds like you had some travel this past week, so we won't keep you too long. But a few questions. First of all, the Tops Industry Summit. I think what Ricky and I would love to hear is a little overview of what you experienced, and then maybe some of the things that were key takeaways from you of how it may impact the hobby over the next year.
Yeah, really great experience. Tops spends a lot of time helping hobby shops stay up to date, not only just with Tops, but just staying current within the industry in regards to the experience the hobby shops provide customers and collectors. So one of the big things that they really focused in on this year is hobby shops really making an improvement and being more modern, which I don't think is a really big surprise coming from fanatics, because they do tend to be a little bit over the top on things, and I mean that in a good way, right? So that's kind of some focus areas that they had. So they spent half the day on a lot of different topics. If it was anywhere from like hiring employees to managing your inventory, to modernizing your store, basically. So, yeah.
Did you get a sense that they were trying to guide you in a certain way of what you would do with your shop as far as modernizing, or did they still give you a bit of autonomy? They just want things to look or meet certain specifications.
Yeah, so you have some of that, but Tops this last year has actually implemented what they call Hobby Shop 2.0. And there are standards that you have to meet for you to be able to be a direct distributor of Tops or keep your distributor relationship. Yeah.
Nice.
And so a lot of what they presented was helping you be successful in meeting those 2.0 standards.
Awesome.
Was there anything that you felt was over the top, or just something that card shops would not be able to achieve?
Not necessarily anything that's over the top. I think for some hobby shops that are on a smaller scale, some of it's a little more difficult for them because there is some investment that you have to make. Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, we heard, or at least saw little pieces on social media of people talking about licensing and some of the announcements that they made of when Tops would take over for basketball and football products.
Yep.
Is there anything that you can comment on towards that?
Yeah, actually, let me just write what I had written down. So they did actually announce that. They have kind of been very vague on what that looks like. And this is the first time we started seeing more exact dates.
Okay.
So NBA, they are projecting that the first licensed product will be out October 1st.
Wow.
Wow, that's coming right up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right in time for the new basketball season.
It is. That's exciting. And if they can keep to that timeline, or at least start fresh going forward there, I think that's a big win.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I agree. It's super exciting. And Ricky, as you said, definitely aligning with the season.
Yeah. No, that's gonna be a big temptation.
Did they drop? I know that we've already seen some new Tops products come out that have just been unlicensed, but did they give any hints as to what we can expect to see when that license changes over for basketball?
They didn't anything specific, but in general about their product, one of the things they're trying to do is streamline products across the different sports and make it a little more consistent than what they've had. So you'll see like Chrome, which you're already starting to see across the different sports, right? So baseball, obviously. You saw football come out recently. You'll see that with basketball, the WWE. So having that, and the other thing that they're doing with that is when they do release, say, Chrome, it'll be consistent on what's in the hobby box, that being how many packs you get. Because today it's different. It isn't always the same. You know, like WWE may have less packs than, say, baseball. So they're going to do that more consistent. And the other thing as well will be the rainbow that's really consistent in Chrome, and what number it is. So today, typically gold is 50, but sometimes in some of the other sports, it may not be. It may be out of 10, right?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So that you'll be able to more easily spot rare cards.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I like that a lot.
That's
Simple
awesome.
move, but I like that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So they're going to do that. And then some more consistency as well, like if it's Topps Finest, doing those a little more consistent across the different sports. But each of the sports will definitely still have their own designated product that aren't in others. So there's a new one that's coming out. I don't think I'm actually yet to say what the name of it's going to be for WWE, but it's specifically for WWE. I know you two would love that. That's why I brought it up.
There's a Joe Henry card in there.
So it is a new product. You won't see that actually in any of the other sports lines. That one will be a specific WWE.
And can you even say when we can expect that product? Or
they didn't actually give us a timeline on that one yet, so no.
Fair. Oh,
I hope that maybe, so just maybe, it's a little ways out. If they are starting to bring out new basketball card product in time for the NBA season, maybe we'll start to see something released around WrestleMania. Because that's the one thing that was lacking this year, right? We still had Topps Chrome, but it was well before WrestleMania, and I think that would be huge. Michelle, I know that your shop Overtime Cards, for people who are not aware, which is located in Sandy, Utah, the corner of 106 South and State Street. You can find them on overtimecardsandcollectibles.com. If there was a WWE product that came out the week of WrestleMania, I think Ricky and I would just find a way, and you should add this to your website, that you can redirect your direct deposit, like from your work directly to your card shop. And Ricky and I would love to be the test, like the beta test.
Oh, I'd be number one. You'd be two.
Well, this is all great info. Maybe just a couple more questions and then we can let you go. Was there one thing that you took away when the summit was over that left you smiling or left you very excited to see going forward?
I think the product that's coming out is very exciting. Lots of really great things that they're doing there. And the other really exciting thing for me, primarily because I love sports so much, is the engagement that Topps of Fanatics is doing with athletes. Not only in like the cards that they're producing, but actually getting these athletes involved in collecting. So they spoke quite a bit about that, and it's something that they're going to continue focusing in on. So as you both know, we've participated in Topps Hobby Rip Night when they hold that, which is twice a year. One of those events, we had 2 athletes at our store. I'm sure they're going to continue to do that, but it looks like they kind of hinted towards maybe some new events as well that's going to happen there. And on their social media, you're probably going to start seeing some of those athletes opening product, maybe even sharing what they collect. So I saw a lot of that in what they're presenting, and to me, that's really exciting. Yeah.
And I've saw a lot of that around WrestleMania, where they were going to wrestlers and having them pull their own cards or rip a pack. They're making a big push, and they really advertised this idea that they're adding these new patches like they did in baseball, right? For their WWE debut and stuff. And it was so cool to see kind of a live commercial for Topps for trading cards at the biggest night in sports entertainment, right?
Yeah.
So that's super cool.
Yeah, that it is actually real cool. And when I talk about some of the new products, they did give some preview on some of those new patches and what they're doing for like WWE, where you or even Marvel, that's going to be coming out as well, where you don't technically have like a rookie, right? But some of the things that they will be doing to make something similar to like a rookie card. So really exciting stuff.
Oh,
that's pretty cool. Yeah, that is exciting. I like that. Well, before we let you go, on your social media, there was one point where I saw a photo of what appeared to be a stage. There was a panel. It looked like a panel. You were up there on the panel. Now, I told people listening here just before you came on, if they're not aware, you are a really big deal. And you, not only in the sports card world, but there was another life where you and I, our paths kind of crossed. We didn't necessarily work together day in and day out, but how did you get up on that panel? And I'm real curious about what you guys were talking about.
Yeah, so thanks, Chad. That's very kind of you. Chris and I do kind of laugh because I'm not sure that they know like my maybe career experience, but that's okay. So I was asked to be on the main stage on a panel. So there was just under 500 attendees at Tops this past weekend or first of the week. And this goes back to the beginning conversation. They had invited Overtime Cards to represent modernizing the hobby shop. So we were selected along with a couple other stores to go up and talk about the improvements that we've made, what's come of that in regards of engagement with customers, the growth that we've had in our shop. So we got to share that. It was really exciting.
That is so cool because you guys, that is like the one thing you guys have done that I will be a devoted customer forever because of it, is taking the previous local card shop of Overtime Cards and turning it so modern, enlarging it, making it more of a community environment. It's one of the favorite things that you guys have done. I mean, in addition to being such kind shop owners, people that engage with your customers the second they walk in the door, that are fair in their pricing. You guys have done so many great things, but man, that new shop, it is incredible. It's so good that I have chosen a new barber shop directly behind them so I can stop by the card shop moving forward.
And you are a man of habit. You don't change things
I
often,
don't.
so it's really saying
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so it was exciting. It was fun to kind of share because as we went through that journey, we love the nostalgic card shop. So we don't ever want to lose that. But our old location was not a retail setting, and there was a lot of difficulties that came out of that. But taking that step, and Chad, going back to the question you asked earlier about what might be holding people back or what's difficult, is you do have to make an upfront investment.
Yeah.
And that's scary. And it's also scary too for us because our rent increased significantly to move into a location like that. And it's like, okay, can we, are we really going to make this work? But it was exciting to share because we're actually coming up on our 1 year here, the 1st of June. So we're 11 months into the new location, and I got to share a lot of really exciting things that we've had. We've had seen 60% increase in our sales. We've seen a 60% increase in traffic. The first 4 to 5 months, we had 80% of our customers were new, first time to the shop.
wow.
Yeah. So it was great to kind of share that, and then after just had lots of the local hobby shops that were there in attendance coming and talking to Chris and I and saying like, okay, how did you guys really do this? And being able to share with them because it's an investment, but it's also a little scary too. So
Yeah, I can certainly understand that. And I will notice that, like, before you guys moved into this new location, with the previous location, it was kind of nice because like you would show up on like new releases when Alan Ginter was just releasing. You show up right as the card shop opens. You're like the only one there. You kind of get the pick out of the box, right? Now, when I show up for those release dates, I'm showing up Tuesday, middle of the day, and the parking lot's just packed from adults to kids running in and out. And, you do lose a little bit of the nostalgia of, hey, I get to be the only one coming in. But it's replaced by such a good feeling of the hobby is strong. This card shop is strong. This place I love is going to do well and continue to be here. Yeah. So it is so cool to see that, and to see there's also something about having a full shop and be able to walk into a full shop and how fun that is. So you guys have done an amazing job.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and it's we're just feel very blessed with the community that we get to engage with. So it's great.
You guys are awesome.
Well, thanks for taking the time tonight. We appreciated hearing some of those insights. I'm looking forward to knowing what that WWE product's going to be.
I know. I might need to stop by the shop and lean on Michelle a little bit.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Well, Michelle, thanks for coming on. We'll go ahead and let you go, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks. We'll talk to you later. Good to see you guys.
Good to see
Bye.
you. Oh, how can you not love those guys?
It's fantastic.
They're just the best people in the world. I swear to God.
So I will say this about their shop, and I know that we rant and rave about them, so I don't want to necessarily just continue with that, but I will say this. If Top singles them out as a shop for innovation, Ricky and I are just blowing smoke at you.
Yes.
You really do need to check this out, whether it's their website that you can still get a great experience from if you are not in the state, or if you are in the state and you have listened to us and you just haven't taken the time to go to the shop, go.
Yes.
Like, you're going to have such a great time, even if you don't spend money. The whole community, there's a reason Top singled them out. They know what they're doing. And Michelle and Chris are highly intelligent people.
They are.
And they know how to cater to what people want.
And I can't emphasize enough just the kindness. I can't tell you the last time
it's all authentic.
I got 2 steps through that door before one of them says hi to you.
Yep.
First of all, at the same time, though, they're going to let you shop. They're not going to bug you. They're not going to try and stay on your hip to find out, hey, do you want this product? Do you want that? They let you kind of shop at your own pace, but they're so welcoming, so friendly. And not just Chris and Michelle, but all their employees are beyond kind.
Oh, yeah.
They're easy to talk to. They will check in with you to see if you need anything. And let's not forget the customers. Honestly, the customers are super kind, and there really is a community that they have built there. It is so worth checking out. And if you are out of state, you want to engage with your favorite sports card podcast, reach out to the Back to the Future podcast on Instagram.
Yeah.
We'll do a live chat with you in the card shop and shop for you.
Oh,
if you
yeah.
need to.
God, that'd be fun.
That'd be a lot of fun.
So again, guys, that's overtimecardsandcollectibles.com.
Oh.
Ricky, one last piece from the industry summit that I found is our good friend, sports card photographer, sent me a little tidbit that the other piece that he heard is that the NFL license will start in March or April of 2026. So
we got kind of excited about the NBA with Michelle and kind of skipped over. I wonder if she would have been able to confirm that. My bad.
And I think, no, I've seen that on other spots. Now, it's not perfect time. It doesn't line up with the season, but it does line up around hype with the NFL draft.
You said March, April next year?
Of next year.
Okay.
So around at time of NFL draft, obviously I wouldn't expect to see 2026 cards, but
yeah,
maybe 2025 stuff. So
I think they'll get us, to be honest. When that draft rolls around, we're gonna be like, hey, we need something to rip while we're watching this.
And there's gonna be all the stuff that we've been going over on Card Talk, like, it's cool, but it's unlicensed.
Yeah.
If they keep with that and all the stuff's now licensed,
I am so excited to see what they do with this.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun, man. All right. Well, Ricky, we're at a little bit of an odd spot here time-wise.
Yeah.
I tell you what, we've got a bunch of potpourri stuff.
Yeah.
We could certainly save it for next week, or we could go into it now. The show would be a little bit short if we stopped an hour, 45 minutes in. So it's still a 45-minute show. Next week, Richard, everyone gets a peek behind the curtain because you're all part of us anyway.
Yeah.
We got to record 2 next week.
Do we?
Because the following week, I'm out alien hunting.
I say we save it then. It'll be a little bit less stressful.
Yeah.
When you're having to carry the show. That's what I'm gonna say.
I appreciate that.
But no, I don't. I'm out of F's to give. And we're gonna stop.
We'll keep it nice and tidy.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Guys, if you are enjoying the content that we produce, I know we rant and rave about overtime cards a lot. Please go onto their Instagram. Tell them thanks for coming on the show. It will take you 30 seconds out of your day. And you know what? I do this occasionally with Ricky. I don't do enough. Ricky, I appreciate you. You spend 30 seconds out of your day telling someone you appreciate them. It may feel awkward. It's going to make their day. And please just go do that for us to them.
Yeah, and here's the reality, guys. It's going to make us look really good to them and make them want to keep coming onto our show. Yeah. So help us legitimize ourselves by showing them that our listeners, that they listen, that they engage with us better than any other listeners, and that they're kind and courteous. So if you guys could do that for us, that'd be a huge thank you.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And Chad, you're a great big bowl of just okay.
I appreciate you, buddy.
I got you.
Son of a... All right, take us out of here.
All right. It's been another fun show for Chad. I'm Ricky. And it's Joe Hendry's birthday, actually, as we're recording this. And I'm wishing all of you a one of one night.
Do you think she saw Joe Hendry in Vegas?
Dude.
All right, this is going to be a call to action show.
Okay.
I have sent Joe Hendry so many messages on Instagram. Do you see them? Like, do you go into our
No,
account?
I'm going to immediately after tonight's show.
Because I want him on the show.
We need him on the show, guys. We need you to reach out to Joe Hendry on his Instagram and politely, this is the key word, politely say, why have you not entertained? Oh, my. Oh my!
I sent
Oh
it-
my God!
I
You
sent
sent
video.
the photos. Oh, no!
This one's the video
Oh,
of you
no.
dancing and jumping around.
Oh.
Taking a second.
Okay, we need you to say politely, Mr. Henry. 1, I believe. 2, why have you not responded to Dr. Chad and Mr. eBay's attempts to get you on the Back to the Future podcast? We need you on there.
On 3 different days, I wake up. It's like 4 a.m. I send him a message. We believe, and that's it.
Dude, you
Gotta let him know we're not a one-hit wonder.
we
over
need
here
to
with Joe
let
Hendry.
him know we've got Joe Hendry Nation building on the Back to the
Yeah.
Future podcast,
Started here first.
and politely ask, say, sir, Mr. Henry, I believe, and why haven't you responded to Chad and Ricky and gone on the Back to the Future podcast? We need you on there. Joe Hendry Nation needs you.
All right.
There was
Oh, we did have the
the thing about Kansas, Bright Lights, Big City, Kansas City, Dan.
Yep. Oh, Joe Hendry. Oh man,
I love how much it's spreading within our listeners.
Oh,
dude.
so good.
Oh,
So good. Even Sarah was clapping along. That was great. I got the sense a little bit from Michelle that some of the stuff that goes on, maybe they're not supposed to talk about.
I think you're very right. I think that
I tried a couple of times to
Yep.
lean on it.
Uh-huh.
And I think if she was at liberty to say, she would have just said,
I 100% agree with you. She's very tactful in her response.
oh, she knows what she's doing.
Oh yeah.
So our goal for next year, infiltrate the summit.
Have Joe Hendry join our show. Dude, us and Joe Henry infiltrate Tops
Yeah.
night.
We sing his song with him.
With the Money in the Bank briefcase and at the championship belt.
Yeah.
Say, who's going to come bring it? I bet I could take Joe Henry in like a 30-second leg wrestling match.
He'd flip you right through the wall. Your leg would rip off.
Like the Kool-Aid guy in reverse. Oh, no.